Good evening. I'm Erica Walker. As an MIT, you learn many ways to be efficient and effectively educate others about work ethics for your team, as well as providing the best quality and care you can for consumers. Today, we'll look at the many ways healthcare managers can become efficient based off of the knowledge and information gathered from several sources. The major problems facing healthcare: increased costs of healthcare, multiple errors, and not correcting them, modernization. Our country faces the rising cost of healthcare services. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, the reports that health spending will reach $4.3 trillion in 2018. This is just one of the many problems we face for healthcare services. Mistakes are made because we are human, but healthcare facilities must realize that if these mistakes are not corrected or prevented, they can create an unsafe outcome for both the facility and the consumer. Managers in healthcare should communicate with all of their employees providing care for the patients to make sure they are delivering effective services and quality care. The deficiencies in the bureaucratic management: innovation, new concepts, and accountability. Healthcare managers have a huge role in innovation for health services. The key is to gather our thoughts and ideas from everyone who has to do with the delivery of the care to the patients and find new and improved ways for things that either don't work or could use work. Bureaucratic management is not as quick to let everyone's views be heard. There's a format and it's usually constant, therefore not allowing changes where they are needed. That can hurt the healthcare manager by not allowing feedback from employees or other leaders that have ideas for better services. There is a responsibility that all managers have for the patient. The manager and the healthcare team delivers care as a group. There is not just one primary decision maker, because there are so many different leaders that have the experience and possess managerial skills that are well capable of making decisions for a patient. That is another reason why the role of healthcare managers also include keeping up with any new changes, that the information can be shared with their staff so that everyone is on one accord with how we deliver service as a whole. New healthcare reform and its effect on the management. Cost control, infrastructure, opportunities. As I mentioned earlier, the cost for healthcare has increased tremendously over the years. The new healthcare reform is designed to help with the cost by managing the resources that we have for healthcare managers to develop the training and skill to empower the employees to provide the better quality and the service. The infrastructure of healthcare needs to be changed to focus more on the patient's needs. If we shift some things around so that care is delivered with better quality and effectiveness, then there will be better outcomes and possibly less resources to use and not waste. Ways to improve healthcare and reduce the costs: management training, unnecessary tests and labs, information technology. Management training is endless. There is always something new to learn in healthcare. In order to develop a great manager, you have to keep them abroad on any changes or things they already know to be reminded of. New techniques, new methods, and enforcing new policies are all included to keep a good manager trained to handle a situation that can occur. This method is effective with improving care for patients. There are countless tests done that contribute nothing to a patient's health that the provider should evaluate before ordering. This represents the integrity of a provider when they assess you properly for the things that they were trained to do regarding patient care. Ways to improve healthcare and reduce costs: patient quality and organization. The quality of care is always essential in healthcare. Everyone wants to be treated fair and respectfully. The needs of the patient is the primary goal once they enter the healthcare facility. Providing the care they need based on their reason for their visit plays a crucial part of how the quality is performed. Again, this is why training is so important, to remind management as well as staff how to remain professional and provide quality to each patient. Ways to improve healthcare and reduce costs: resources. Resources can be controlled with management leading their department with direction on cost efficiency. The resources can also be evaluated by just simply looking at another brand that works the same way but costs less. A lot of times it's the simple mistakes that are the most expensive. Ways to improve healthcare and reduce costs. Effectiveness. Being effective is a guaranteed result for patient satisfaction. Effective communication between managers and their employees can also improve healthcare for consumers. Being an effective manager will also allow the employees to feel comfortable and to bring any new ideas or concerns to the department and contribute to delivering the best care possible to consumer health. Management training, information technology, patient quality, resources effectiveness. As I stated, we talked about the different ways a healthcare manager can become efficient and effective based off of the healthcare trends, changes, and legislation. Managers can help redesign healthcare into a more cost-efficient infrastructure. They can also help with providing better quality to both their employees and their patients. SWOT analysis. Key components of SWOT. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths of SWOT: services, number of providers, online education. The strengths of SWOT: cutting edge research, mobile apps. One of the services they provide is clinical trials that allow advances in medicine and identify new treatments for patients. Clinical studies provide patients access to innovative and cutting-edge technology. They offer the latest developments in medicine while at the same time providing their patients with high-quality care. The JaxDocs mobile app gives the patient's residents access to library and video features for doctors and educational videos. SWOT analysis for First Coast Cardiovascular Institute. The strengths: services, number of providers, online education, cutting edge research. Weaknesses: limited locations, area, and case management. Opportunities: they have market development and FDA research. The threats: seasonal weather, competition, demand for more patients. Communication concepts. Communication skills: understanding and recognizing. You will understand the major problems found in the communication process in the workplace. You will recognize the need for better communication skills amongst healthcare managers. You will also become aware of the value of open communication when encouraging new ideas from all members of the organization. Listening. It's been said that it's much easier to do the talking and expect that others will listen to and agree with you. Listening goes against what the bureaucratic form of management teaches. It's more open to new concepts and different ways managers can communicate with their staff or organization effectively to help make smooth transitions regarding the best interests of the company. Evaluate the message, the interpersonal communication. When you are evaluating a message, it's best that you make a constant effort to be certain that the receivers of the message understand what is that he or she is actually saying. If the receiver doesn't understand, the message should be changed until it is completely understood. Communicating with passion and enthusiasm. The perception. The most effective communicators are capable of sending messages with emotion and passion that receivers perceive to be real, therefore making the communication more meaningful to them. You have to avoid too much electronic communication as well. Automated communication can result in weak relationships among workers over time. Accuracy and timeliness are both components of successful electronic communication. Although you don't want to improve quality with electronic communication because it will create distance throughout the healthcare facility. Communicating to motivate, extrinsic, intrinsic, and matrix. Motivation comes in so many different forms. There are two types that typically are seen in the workplace: extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. The motivational matrix is also used to help motivate employees and includes items that individuals are motivated by and which they are motivated. Communicate to innovate. Innovation. Healthcare organizations have to develop a better definition of value for both their employees and their customers. Disruptive innovation goes against the bureaucratic form of management. It addresses the question of how complicated and costly products and services can be made simpler at lower cost for consumers. Communicating effectively is also a part of the communication process in healthcare management. Human resources. Evaluating and recruiting is a huge part of the human resource task. It is up to you as a human resource manager to be able to identify the various approaches with recruiting. The first step is staffing should be to clearly define the job opening and type the person best suited for this position. Improvement. Performance appraisal, performance feedback, performance rating. Staffing healthcare organizations, the internal recruiting and the external recruiting of it all. Mentoring, becoming comfortable. Mentoring. Mentoring helps new employees succeed in their position and become comfortable with their surroundings. Financial management. There's marketing process. There's also market segmentation and how to identify it. Market segmentation involves looking at a large market and identifying smaller groups or segments of that market. They may have similar needs. Identifying the segments include looking at the demographic factors as well. Marketing research, which is their advertising. Advertising is a paid form of non-personal communication delivered by an unidentified source. Marketing strategy and the pricing. Pricing involves developing a price for each product or service that an organization offers. You also have target market for the goods and services. Funding. And the ethics in healthcare, non-maleficence and beneficence. Wrongful discharge, employee turnover, knowing your rights. There are many cases where people feel that they are fired from a company for the wrong reasons. This is called wrongful discharge. If the employee believes he or she was fired for the wrong reasons, the former employee can sue. There are many circumstances that will justify wrongful discharge to an employee. They all have rights, the employer as well as the employee. Competent healthcare workforce. In conclusion, one of the goals of human resources management is to create a workforce that's committed to achieving the organization's short and long-term objectives. As I stated, as an MIT, you learn many ways to be efficient and effective, educate others about work ethics, and for them and your team as well. Also to provide the best quality and care you can for the consumers. Thank you.